Welcome. Thank you for joining our Enterprise Content Management Best Practice Series webinar. I'm Becky Melody, your hostess for today's presentation. The discussion today will cover introductions, webinar logistics, direction for post-webinar collaboration, and our discussion topic, Oracle Life Sciences, the benefit of an integrated ECM system. We have two tremendous presenters today. John Klinke, Senior Principal Product Manager at Oracle Corporation. He manages product strategy for the Oracle WebCenter content platform for life sciences. John is a regular speaker at Oracle Open World and other industry conferences. Jim Kerr, USDM Senior Director, Oracle Life Sciences, is the North American chairperson of OAUG Tutor User Productivity Kit and Technology Adoption Special Interest Group. Jim is also an industry speaker on ERP computer validation, Part 11 assessment of ERP, and Jim has been a featured speaker 9 times at the Oracle Collaborate Conference and Oracle Open World Conference. U.S. data management is focused exclusively on the life science domain. We're the market leader in providing IT, quality, and regulatory compliance professional service solutions. We're headquartered in Ventura, California, and we're the only West Coast VMware partner with VMware qualification expertise, having been trained by experts in the industry. We've delivered more than 1,000 successful projects with over 130 life science clients, and we're the preferred compliance partner for small, mid-tier, and large life science companies. We specialize in assisting clients with reducing regulatory risk while maximizing their investment in quality systems, ECM, laboratory instruments and systems, and IT infrastructure. Our directive is to simplify, unify, and optimize compliance and business objectives. The content will be covered in 30 minutes today, and then we invite you to post questions for our team via the iLink message board on the left of your screen. We'll address the questions following the presentation, or you can join our discussion on LinkedIn and post questions there, or if they're of more of a confidential nature, we're happy to address questions offline via email, rmelody@usdatamanagement.com. During today's presentation, we'll discuss ways that you can lower your costs and provide a simple repository for all documentation and all departments. You can see the agenda there. We plan to discuss ways you can globalize your company quality management system by connecting the separate systems at different manufacturing plants, improve compliance with a system that meets 21 CFR Part 11 requirements, very important, and validate your implementation in less than 3 months. We want to discuss how you can automate paper-based systems, reduce approval times for months, from months to days, and help you to streamline your time to market, including the eCTD for electronic submissions. Thank you again for taking the time to join us today, and now I'll turn the presentation over to John.
Thanks, Becky. This is Oracle's standard disclaimer that we include in all our public presentations talking about future product direction, so just read through that real quickly. So when it comes to managing the growing amount of docs, images, and other content created by your organization, you have a number of goals. Reduce costs, gain efficiencies, streamline processes, improve access to content, minimize risk, ensure regulatory compliance. Ultimately, you want to create value, improve business efficiencies, and agility. The Oracle WebCenter content platform can help you achieve these goals. How? We're the only vendor out there that has a comprehensive and pre-integrated ECM platform. By comprehensive, I mean a single platform, a single content server, not a collection of different products cobbled together, that has a complete set of content management capabilities. Everything from document and image management to a flexible workflow engine to records and retention and management to document capture and imaging. By pre-integrated, I mean it is designed to work with the Oracle database, with the Oracle Fusion middleware technology, and with other business applications that are dependent on content. This is all designed to lower your total cost of ownership, simplify your ECM infrastructure, avoid expensive one-off customized integrations, give you a flexible platform that you can consolidate all your content on. Now, some of you may not have heard of the WebCenter content name before. It was recently renamed just a couple months ago, previously called Oracle Universal Content Management, or UCM for short. So this is the same product we're talking about here. It came from Oracle's acquisition of leading ECM vendor Stellent, which happened about 5 years ago. And as you can see, Oracle has continued to invest in and enhance the solution so that we are recognized as leaders in the space by Gartner, by Forrester, and others. And we have a growing commitment to life sciences. Our solution is ideal for quality, regulatory, and clinical records management. It's Part 11 compliance system that allows you to automate paper-based processes and build complex review and approval for controlled documents. So let's walk through a few examples of how WebCenter content can meet your needs. For SOPs, NDAs, other controlled documents, WebCenter content has got the features, the auditing, the configurable workflow engine, the Part 11 compliance, and the security and scalability to meet the needs of your business. For patient data in clinical trials, our upcoming release will support the DICOM standard, so you'll be able to easily store, manage, and retrieve both DICOM and non-DICOM images. WebCenter content makes it easy to find and share these images. You can search on metadata, view thumbnails, convert DICOM to JPEG and other formats. For content sharing and document reuse, WebCenter content has the productized integrations needed for easily and securely publishing content to a portal environment. We've got the pre-integrated capabilities with Oracle's leading WebCenter portal product, and there's a connector available for SharePoint integrations as well, if that's the portal technology that you're using. We also have out-of-the-box integrations with key business applications. So you can have a centralized enterprise-class document repository instead of siloed file repositories for every application across your organization. This not only allows you to reduce your management and storage costs, but you get the peace of mind of having a single source of truth, one repository that has the latest and greatest version of all your documents. So unlike other vendors out there, with WebCenter content, Oracle has a single unified content management platform that is pre-integrated across the board from apps to middleware to database. This vastly simplifies your IT infrastructure. It greatly reduces the hidden costs associated with third-party integrations and customizations. WebCenter content also has the features, functions, Part 11 compliance to be the foundation for all your business content. And this allows you to be more strategic about your content management. You can consolidate on a single platform, reduce costs, improve governance, gain efficiencies by going with a strategic vendor like Oracle that continues to invest heavily in the WebCenter content platform and, according to analysts like Gartner and IDC, is stealing market share from the competition. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Jim to talk a little bit about our great partnership Oracle has with USDM.
All right, thanks, John. I appreciate it. All right, well, welcome everybody. And just a few things about our partnership, and then we'll dive into some of the details here.
The USDM has been considered Oracle's key
life sciences partner for quite a while now, and we really help Oracle and their customers and other partners at this point help architect, help implement, and help support, and of course help support their compliance of Oracle applications and Oracle solutions really across the board, from whether they're clinical applications, ERP applications, PLM, etc. Through our partnership, we have done a number of things with Oracle, but just to name a few here, we were involved in the original design of Oracle's current e-records framework that was done about 5 or 6 years ago. We've also developed some what we call validation accelerator packs, and I'm going to go into that one here in a little bit. A little more about USDM. We like to think that we're a little different in that, again, as was mentioned, we really only focus on life sciences. We really only provide services for life sciences. So in addition to our compliance-related services, we also do a number of other things, as listed here in this slide below. Our folks are experienced life sciences professionals first. They're also Oracle, JD Edwards, Agile, in this case ECM, or of course now WebCenter, experts as well. And we also have experience with some of the tools like Oracle Tutor and UPK, which are getting more and more prevalent with our Oracle Life Sciences customers, as well as being able to use a popular solution from Hewlett-Packard, which is their application lifecycle management. So Oracle WebCenter, we recently have been working with Oracle to not only evaluate, but to also perform an assessment of its compliance with 21 CFR Part 11. And of course, we're happy to say that the way we look at it now, and of course, the position that we are in, we've worked with many life sciences companies who, of course, use many different types of document management solutions. So we've seen a lot of different solutions out there, and what Oracle provides now really is a very full-featured, full set of features that really make it very competitive, as you saw even from the Gartner study, with really any of the solutions that are out there. And there's lots of potential here to really use the integration that John spoke to, which really is really the primary differentiator. As John mentioned earlier, it's really the only solution out there that has that kind of integration. And so we're talking about things like active content that you can attach to records, transactional content, things that you can attach to records. I've got some examples there, as well as, of course, historical content. And all of these, of course, are very important to life sciences. But of course, the big news, and what's probably most important, is that it now has Part 11 compliant capability around reviews and approvals, in particular, with compliant electronic records and signatures around document objects. And we have a white paper. This is just a little screenshot of the first page of it. That's available on our website. I think we'll get into more information on that, on how to get to that at the end of this. Now, what we also provide as part of our partnership with Oracle is an accelerator pack to help customers who want to implement this solution. As I mentioned earlier, we have a set of validation packs for different solutions, for JD Edwards, for Oracle, and a number of others. And ECM and now Oracle WebCenter is no different. And what these accelerator packs are is a series of documents and documentation to help accelerate your program. And really two types. There are the standard, if you will, Gantt-based SDLC type documents, as well as your governance documents. So governance documents, I mean things like validation plans, quality plans. SDLC documents, user requirements, an actual set of commonly used user requirements. And whether you're a pharma company, a medical device, a clinical research company, biotech, whatever the case may be, as well as test scripts, the protocols, functional specifications. So it really helps through our experience and through the pack itself. It can help save you a lot of time and a lot of money on these things. And part of that is the traceability. And all of our VAPs are traceable. So they're not just disparate sets of information. The same goes, as John mentioned earlier, about in some of our solutions even go so far as to help you with configuration. What are the best practices? What are the best practice processes by which the solutions can be used? And Oracle WebCenter fits into that category. And so we also work with many implementation partners to help you realize the value and of course least cost compliance. So in summary, what Oracle really has now with Oracle WebCenter is not only a very full-featured solution, but of course one now that is very viable for those of us in the life sciences industry. So at that point, I think I'm going to turn it back over to Becky here.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you, John. Really appreciate you sharing the solid information there. We will open the floor now to questions from our attendees. Just go ahead and type in the little chat room that you see in the bottom left of your screen, and I'll direct the questions to our presenting team. There we go. Okay, first question is from Aditya. The question is, could you explain a little more about your integration with the Oracle database and Fusion middleware?
Sure. So WebCenter content, designed to leverage the power flexibility of the Oracle database. In the Oracle database, you have compression technology, deduplication, backup and recovery, and so it's all engineered together to work with the Oracle database and leverage those capabilities. The other nice thing with the Oracle database is that you can actually store both metadata and your content in the database. So you don't have to have a separate file system if you don't want to. We do support other file systems. We do support other databases. But if you do go with the Oracle database underlying WebCenter content, you're going to get a single storage for both your structured and unstructured content. For Fusion middleware, WebCenter content is actually part of Fusion middleware. So we're part of the same release train. Whenever there's a release of WebLogic Server, there's also a release of WebCenter content to work with it and to leverage all the technology and capabilities of the application server. Fusion middleware also includes things like identity management, security, single sign-on capabilities, enterprise manager, SOA. So you're talking about all the technologies. If you're using technologies from Oracle that are part of Fusion middleware, we work together with those and we're part of the same release train, so you're really simplifying the upgrade cycle.
Tremendous. Tremendous. Thank you. Looks like we have a question from Susan as well. Let's see. Do you have additional information about WebCenter content's compliance with Part 11? Jim, would you like to take that one?
Sure. Yes, I did mention we have a white paper that is available that really has all the details about the Part 11 compliance assessment that we performed for Oracle. And Becky, maybe that's something that for the attendees of this webinar, we can maybe send the link to. But it'll be available on our USDM website. Also, it might be worth mentioning here that John and I are going to, for those of you who are going to be attending Open World next week, John and I are going to do probably a more detailed session of this, as well as be available and we'll also be attending the Oracle Life Sciences reception on Wednesday evening. And so there's always more to offer there too.
Yeah, the session that Jim and I have is actually right before the Wednesday night get-together. So it's a session called 10 Steps to a Smarter Content Management Strategy. I believe it starts at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, October 5th. It's in the West in San Francisco.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking like it's going to be a tremendous conference. Good stuff happening there. Yes, and as Jim mentioned, I would be happy to forward that white paper. Any of you have a request for that, we can send it over to you directly via email, or it will be available on the US Data Management website, which, of course, usdatamanagement.com. Last call for questions. Anything else happening here? Anything we can offer in the way of support, direction, ideas, challenges? What problems can we help you solve? Very good. Looks like we'll wrap up our session here. We do appreciate that so many of you took the time to attend today's presentation. We trust that the information we're sharing has been helpful. Special thanks to both of our presenters for taking the time today. Of course, we welcome comments and feedback to assist us with continual improvement, and we are certainly open to suggestions for future presentation topics. We encourage you to join our discussion on LinkedIn and to visit the website to review topics for additional presentations that are coming up, and also recorded sessions of the previous and various USDM practice presentations. On behalf of the Oracle and US Data Management teams, we appreciate the opportunity to team with you towards excellence in compliance. Have a wonderful day.